Not yet. Just. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me fix my quick edit post. Sorry, it's always this. It's good. Give me 1 second. Privacy, technical, public, done. And we live now. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Anastasia again with you. So how are you enjoying your beautiful day? Today in Toronto is very sunny and very warm. The same probably weather like in Miami. What is my today celebrity guest is from? Today I have a Rae Indigo from Miami.
Hi. It's actually very rainy here. It's super moist and rainy and humid, and it's very nice weather for Miami this time of year because it's usually blazing hot.
Wow, today we have start warming up in Toronto. So after long winter and after this lockdown and this kind of little bit downtimes, we need a little bit sun and a little bit of positivity. So let me introduce you, Rae, guys. Rae, it is a global, world-known yoga teacher. She built actually her institute, Yoga Institute. You can check the website I put in the description. And Rae her techniques are so advanced that she traveled in the world teaching other teachers those advanced practices. So this is a wow celebrity guest I'm having today, and just for you.
Wow, it's totally true.
So yeah, and today we decided to do this girls talk because we all want to be healthy, we all want to look beautiful, especially now with summer coming. So we decided to do this live about skincare, about yoga, about life. So stay tuned and stay with us. I promise you it's gonna be fun.
Wow, I'm super excited to be here. Yeah, I traveled a lot, and so things like how do you take care of your skin when you're traveling to different climates, and I public speak for about 8 to 10 hours a day, and so you actually, this is something that I didn't know before I started doing this. You get a lot of facial tension, a ton of facial tension because you're talking, you're making expressions, and I actually get like cramps here around my face, and so there's very specific things that I do to release that tension.
That's actually, I will be so curious for myself to learn that from you. What are we gonna get into the moment? But I'm gonna tell you that I'm also a public speaker, the same as you are. You are amazing public speaker, world-known public speaker. Like Rae is like true celebrity, guys. So, but when I was starting my career, my speaking career, obviously I didn't have any experience how to work on the camera, how to work with the audience. And also I was very shy about my accent, so I was silent.
I love your accent.
Well, when I just came to Canada 12 years ago, I wouldn't even speak because I was so shy that I'm gonna make a mistake and people gonna laugh at me. So I was keeping silent. And then I built my confidence, I started talking, and since then I cannot shut up.
Thank God, I love it.
Thank you. But speaking about face tension, that's actually very interesting because, as I said, before I started doing those public speaking and everything, I took actually private lessons from the world-known producer, screenplay writer, and filmmaker. He's gonna be my guest sometime soon. I'm gonna keep it a secret. He's a personal friend of a brother of Julia Roberts, so he's gonna be huge. So he was teaching me that before you go on camera, on stage, you need to do those exercises for your face that your muscles and your mouth, I know it sounds ridiculous, gonna articulate in a right way. So basically you're doing this. Oh, I know, it's, yeah, and then like this, like, yeah. So, and this you're doing for 1-2 minutes, and then you feel that actually your muscles start working, and then you can articulate freely. Then you don't have that frozen face.
Yep. Yep. Or lazy lips. Yeah. If you watch like professional singers, so I used to be a professional singer and I had years and years of vocal training. And there's very specific things that you do with your lips and your tongue so that you can actually send sound out. And it's the same thing with any speaking engagement. And a lot of people have this habit of swallowing the sound, especially Americans. They tend to place their sound like in the middle of the head. And this doesn't work at all. So you know, if you're going to be public speaking, there's a lot of little techniques that you need to have so that you actually get your voice out and your facial expressions. You have to be expressive.
So, Rae, my question to you is, since now everyone going online and trying to build their businesses online, or guys just going online to have fun, just in front of the camera with their friends, what kind of tips as a professional you would give to relax their faces or maybe build up some muscles? Or tell me more, please.
Okay, well, so actually what I see happening with a lot of my colleagues in yoga who are going online is, so when you're online and you're in front of a camera, it's not the same as being in front of a group of people. So if you're in front of a group of people, you can be like less facial movements, less gestures, you can be like, I'm very serious. And it works some because you're physically there. But now that you're not physically there, you actually have to train yourself to have what's called micro facial expressions, the ability to make these tiny little things with your eyes. Because if you look at like an amazing actor that's great on screen, there's a lot of like little subtle things that they do. And if you come and you're like, okay, we're gonna do this, and you're boring, and you're unanimated, that will not work if you want to communicate online. You have to become more animated. You have to have more movements because people are watching. They're not in the same room, so they can't feel the strength of your presence.
True.
So that's one tip as far as if you're going to teach online. And you have to talk a little bit faster. You can't talk slow. You have to talk a little bit faster. You have to be more expressive. And this is a challenge. If you have any resistance to that, you're not going to succeed. You have to actually decide, I like it. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to become it. And then all of a sudden you start to radiate through this new medium.
Thank you. I know what you mean exactly, because usually I'm very energetic, and whoever knows me in real life, I'm like all over the place. So when I'm sitting on the camera, so one person make me a comment, oh my God, you look like jumping head. Because I'm
actually good. That's actually good. That's actually, you want to be like that.
And I was like, whatever, I don't care. I know I love you guys, and you love me, and you love my guests. Anyway, I have,
let me talk about the facial tension. So facial tension is different. So yes, if you're really tense, you're going to want to relax before you go on camera. But basically, if you want to understand what's happening with the face, the major areas where you hold tension is here in this area, from your cheekbone to the bottom of your jaw. There's this band of muscle right here. Yeah. So and watch, if I go like this, you can actually grab it. Yeah. So this band, I refer to it like the hips. Hold on. Like the hips. And then behind the jaw, this is like the hamstring. And so what you'll see is that for most people, they spent their whole life only contracting. And so this area has a lot of adhesions. And adhesion is a place where the muscle tissue and the fascia, somehow it got like too close together and it got stuck. And so if you begin to massage your cheeks, you'll see that it's not even, first off. So it's not, and sometimes it's so tight that people think it's a bone. Now I teach a whole, yeah, they do. So I teach a whole practice called facial yoga, where we release everything, not just here, but a little tip, this thing, I actually don't know what they call these.
Roller.
Like, you know what this is?
Yes, marble roller.
Marble roller. So you can take these, but I do it not lightly. I do it incredibly aggressively. And this
actually, let me add a tip. I use that roller also every day. And what I do, I leave it and keep it in my freezer. So after I put my serums, I'm taking that extremely cold roller and massage it. So this temperature shock to the skin, it's make the serums, oils, whatever you use, it makes it absorb on a deeper level. Plus, it's great for the muscles. So I know Rae, can I reveal your age?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, guys, let's open the intrigue. Ta-da! So Rae is about 40, and
I'm
look at us.
40.
You are 40, and look at her skin. It looks amazing. It's not one filler, and it's not one plastic surgery. Not like me. I'm a filler girl.
Yeah. So what I do is I've had a very specific skincare regime since I was about 27. And that's the thing, is that you want to start as young as possible. Like, start now, and it's something that you have to do regularly. It's not like I do it once a week. No, you have regular things, and you have weekly things, and you have monthly things. And when you do that, because I'm on camera so much, I'm in front of people, and part of my brand is being youthful and beautiful. So people think that it's just because I meditate or I'm Zen. No, I have actual things. Like, I take care of my physical body. I have actual many things that I do for my face to keep it well hydrated.
Wow, that's amazing. Because skincare routine, guys, I'm a professional and licensed beautician. So I'm a hairdresser, but actually at school, before you got licensed here in Canada, we need to learn those things like skin, so cosmetology, basically cosmetology. So this topic is very interesting to me, not personally as a woman, but also as a professional. So please tell me more. What you're using? Tell me details. What is your routine start? Do you do exfoliation? How often? Morning, evening routine? I want to know it all.
All right. So the first thing that I want to talk about is creating micro trauma. Okay, so I want to talk about micro trauma. This is what I do. So I'm also a therapeutic yoga teacher, and I have a specialty in regrowing tissue where it's been injured. And it's the same thing with the skin. It's the same thing with the body. We're creating a micro trauma, not a macro trauma. Now with the skin,
that's what I call controlled trauma. Because sometimes, for example, when even you're doing peeling, basically you're ruining outer layer of your skin in order to remove the old skin. I know it sounds like a snake shading, but
it is a little bit.
What is called controlled trauma. Don't mix that you need to punch yourself and do something harmful. It's controlled trauma.
Yeah. So what I do is, and this, what you're going to select in this category is going to be dependent on the color of your skin. So if you're very fair, you have certain options. If you have darker skin, it changes. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I like, but the idea, you might find something that I don't personally do, but you need to fill in a category of micro trauma. So my personal two favorite micro traumas are photo facials. This is with a laser. So I get this done 3 times a year at least. And they do 3 different levels. So they do different depths. And what this does is it traumatizes the skin so that it begins to regrow, or it boosts your natural collagen. So instead of like having injections for collagen, it's a regimen where you regularly get these things that cause your skin to grow its own. So this is a big part of it. The other one that I really like is micro needling, which actually sounds terrifying, but it's like being licked by a cat and you kind of fall asleep. It feels really nice, actually.
Yeah, totally agree. But guys, those 2 procedures are only salon procedures. Even though we have a micro needling rollers for home use, and I saw that some people can buy it on Amazon. Be careful.
No, go.
Needles might be really traumatized and scar your face. So first, consult with a professional, with a cosmetologist who you trust. Because skincare routine, I'm sorry, I'm jumping in because this is important. People understand. Skin, to have a great skin, it actually consists of 2 parts: salon procedures and home care routine. Salon procedures, you're doing once in a while, that depends. But main also, doesn't matter what you're gonna do at the salon. If home care routine doesn't apply regularly on a regular basis or with the wrong product, you're not going to have results, long-lasting results. That's why those 2 components are must. So what is your home care routine?
So my home care routine, weekly or bi-weekly, I use and I try different ones. I use some kind of collagen mask. Yeah, and this is like one of those ones that is like the paper, it's that's soaked in, and I put it on and I just like walk around my house and leave it on for about 20 minutes. So I do that once or twice a week.
That's amazing. And actually, tip for you guys, I also keep those face because it is a sheet. Soak it in those active ingredients, what is called it mask. And I also keep them in the fridge, especially on a summer. It's so nice to pull something cold around your face. So this is just put in the fridge, and this is might be a great tip for you.
Perfect. It's totally accurate. Totally accurate. Yeah, keep them in the fridge, and you'll see it's amazing. Also, if you use eye cream, if you keep your eye cream in the fridge, so yummy. So I do that once or twice a week, just depending, and it's essential that you do this. Your skin really likes it. And as to which one, I try different brands. Like I'm not fixed on a brand. I like to experiment. The best ones that I've gotten, actually, I buy when I'm in Switzerland. They have a brand there that you can't get in the US. You can't order online, and so the Swiss products are fantastic, and they're very natural. So,
wow, that's amazing.
The next thing I do is I use some sort of astringent after I shower, usually a witch hazel base. There's a couple of witch hazels that have rose water in them, and so that tends to be my preference. But again, I don't have a specific brand that I love, so you can find something on Amazon and just try.
Wow, amazing.
So, and then after that, the next thing that I do is I use some kind of vitamin C. So this is the current one that I really like. It's very cherry bright. Pharmacy is the brand, but I try different ones, and you don't have to spend a lot on this product. Find something that's very simple. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Let me just quickly make one quick disclaimer. Guys, we are not paid. Whatever product we're talking here, we're not sponsored. It's just for personal use. Yeah. What we both bought from with our own money. So it's not advertising. We're just sharing tips what we're using currently.
At this point, I probably should get some sponsorships, so because I'm not loyal to one brand, it wouldn't work. I like to try new things. So pick some. So this brand also, Tree of Life, which I have a retinol serum by them. They also make a really nice vitamin C, and it's really inexpensive, like $12. And what this does is it brightens your skin, and it really nourishes it. And so that's the first thing that I put on, and then I kind of walk around, and I also put different like sesame oil and coconut oil on my body. So usually I get out of the shower, I put something on my body, and it has to soak in, and then I start with the skincare routine.
I like Dolce & Gabbana.
Oh, no.
Cream on my skin. So
I'm the queen of the hippies, so it's like super natural. Like sesame oil calms the nervous system if you feel anxiety. I have all these things.
And it's so cool. I love it because Rae here, she's really hippie queen. She's like all natural, all those simplicity, and versus me, salon, all this science, feelers, so contemporary queen. So we have two different point of views on the same, like even beauty skin routine. So what is keep interesting, I think, what is, guys, you can actually decide what works for you, or even more, you can combine two.
I like to, and I really like to. I'm not fixed. I'm a bit of a product junkie. Like I really love to try new things and see what works for me. And so I want to encourage, as I'm talking about the things that I really like, that you have an idea, that you play with things. I do want to talk about something that's really amazing as a scrub. So there's you can use turmeric powder as a facial scrub. And this is a facial scrub, and you can make your own. So you can actually buy the bulk powder. And I'll give you a little tip. If you buy turmeric and neem powder, NEEM, and you just mix them together in the shower. Now, turmeric can stain, so don't do it in like crazy places because it'll stain. But in the shower, you scrub your face with this, and it brightens your whole skin, and it really is anti-inflammatory. And then the combination of those two, I just keep them in the freezer, and then I mix them in a jar, and I keep it in my shower, and I just scrub my skin. It's amazing.
That's actually really cool, because normally as a professional beautician, I would say whatever ingredients you find in the kitchen, add to your salad, not on your head or face. So, but actually,
I don't eat neem. You don't want to eat neem.
Listen, sometimes when people come in and sitting in my chair, I heard all different stories like coconut oil on a hair, and I'm gonna later, not today, but someday I'm gonna explain.
I know a lot of people do that.
Sometimes people putting mayonnaise on their hair or skin. I mean, I heard really crazy things, so that's why I'm specifying. But but when it comes to a scrap, that's probably only one thing what I would recommend using from the kitchen as a scrap, because this is mechanical trauma what you're doing to your skin, removing those dead cells from the outer layer of your skin. And actually I'm gonna go even more and deeper than that, and actually gonna recommend to use this scrap on your scalp, because we always exfoliate our skin, but we're forgetting about our scalp. And if you want your follicles producing and growing your hair faster, cleaner, better, don't forget, scalp is a skin. So you need to unclog pores as well. So once in a while, you need to scrub your scalp as well. Just be careful if you are blonde, because sometimes those colorful ingredients gonna stain your hair, and then don't run to me, just fix your yellow or whatever undertones.
Yeah, I would. If you put
coffee, grounded coffee, after you finish your coffee, just take from a coffee machine those granules, and that's also very gentle exfoliator for your scalp and for your face, only except for blondes on the scalp.
So I don't get to do that one. so that's a simple scrub that I really like. So after I put on the vitamin C, the next thing that I do is I use some kind of hydrating oil, and there's two that I like. This one is a rose hip and collagen.
Yeah.
Made by Renudum Spa, and I find that it's really, really, it just goes right in. They have a nice formula, and this is a new one that I've really liked. It's called Honey Grail, again by Pharmacy.
Oh, it's even smelled probably nicely, because even by this name, I can feel the smell.
Yeah, it smells really, really yummy. I think maybe I like it a lot from the smell, but these two are really nice, and that I let that soak in. And then I have one more thing that I put on, and so this will make your skin a bit shiny, but it does go in. And this is one of my favorites for like having my under eyes never get baggy, is just simple organic certified rose hip oil. This stuff is fantastic for keeping the skin hydrated, and you don't need much, just a drop, just a little bit. Totally hydrates.
I'm gonna share with you my secret, Rae, and of course with our audience today. I actually, when we're talking, as I said, I'm science. I'm a girl who believes in science, because I believe that my skincare routine should be done in laboratory, because molecules should be dissolved to the side that actually can penetrate deeper in the size, because natural oils, unfortunately, doesn't matter how natural they are, the molecules are too big actually to keep the active ingredient on outer skin, yes, but those in the deeper layers, no. So that's why sometimes you need those active ingredients that extra boost. And I found fantastic product.
Like what?
Price range you would not believe. It's like $7-8, and they ship online, and the results are freaking phenomenal.
What was it called?
It's called Ordinary.
Ooh, I would love. What does it do?
So this is my liquid primer, but that's how it looks. So it comes in that very simple packaging, almost like pharmacy packaging, and it has those kind of, you can see like that thing, so you're not gonna dig with your dirty fingers inside the tube. So it's kind of very sanitized, and because when those little pieces going inside, the process starts that shelf life of your product reduces. So that's actually great, because it's gonna keep it clean for a long time. And they have a fantastic hyaluronic acid. This stuff. So, and what hyaluronic acid does? Yes.
I love one of those too. I love this product. I also put that on.
Try this one. I told you it's gonna change your game, because before you're gonna put those hyaluronic acid, it's actually what it does. It penetrates deeply inside your skin and it stays there. And then molecules, attracting molecules of water and keeping in your skin. That's why your skin looks so moisturized and so radiant and so glowing and healthy. So that costs like something like I'm telling you, $9. Like, I mean, something ridiculous flat price. What is like, yeah. Why it's so cheap? Because they're using really simple ingredients. It is scientific, which means it have done in laboratory, and they keeping all the packaging so simple, so they're not going extra crazy. So they're not adding perfumes, they're not giving parabens to keep it like keep the shelf life longer, whatever. Just check it out. And they have a lot of acids, and actually, Rae, they have a fantastic vitamin C. You should check it out.
I think I'm going to be shopping after this call.
I'm sorry?
I think I'm going to be shopping after this call.
Yeah, like me too. No, I just got my order, so I'm all like,
You're set. Do they sell on Amazon?
Yeah, and it's called like this. I mean, I'm sorry, reflecting on my oh shit. The ordinary.
Ordinary.
The ordinary. So simple as that. So that's my tip for if you want to try it. Let me know, actually, because we're going to talk after this, Rae. So let me know how it works for you. I will be curious to know.
Yeah, I love it. I love I have too many products, so let's add a few more.
Yeah, I actually have a business question to you. Since now we're living in an era when every business going online. At least every business what could go online, they try to go online. And you were so ahead of time because you was doing way before when people are forced to do this because of this pandemic and lockdown. So how you come up with that idea? How was working for you? Tell me story behind it, please.
So I was actually planning to put all of my information and courses online starting in June of this year. So I already had built the infrastructure in my website, and I'd already tested things and had created curriculums. So I was planning to do that because I have a lot of international students, and they only get to see me like once, twice, 3 times a year, depending on how much I come to the country. And that's really not fair. So I was totally ready. And when this happened, all of my tours got canceled. I was supposed to be in Sweden, Switzerland, Peru. I was supposed to go to Peru twice. So I lost everything. All of my tours were totally canceled. And that's a lot of like work. So I just said, fine then. I didn't even lose. I like had one day where I was kind of like, all right. And then I was like, basically I said, fuck it. We're going big. Yeah. And I have this attitude, like I'm just like a roll with the punches. Something swings at me and I'm like, okay, this is what's coming in. Like, let's catch that and go with it. So I didn't even hesitate, and I was totally ready for this, and actually wanted to put stuff online. So for me, when the pandemic hit, it gave me a stay-at-home audience, and most of my colleagues were not at all prepared, and they had a big resistance. And so I've done a lot of outreach, actually talking to them about how to do it, how to put things together, how to make it successful, and how to not be freaked out by like the new things that come in, like the problems that arise with this infrastructure. Because you have to, first off, you can't be afraid of technology. So if you have a thing where you're like, I'm bad at technology, you have to just take that thing and like delete it from your operating system. Like you have to be like, I like technology. You don't have to be good at it, but you'll get good at it. You just decide, I like it. Let me play with this. Yeah. And go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
So I launched immediately as soon as my tours got canceled. I started with online regular classes, and then within like 2 weeks, we had a full packed training that I sold, which was the one that I was planning to do in Peru. So everyone went online. It was really, really nice for the students, because what happens when you're in these yoga trainings is that it's 8 hours a day. So your ass is mine for 8 hours a day, and you're trying to take notes and you're trying to pay attention, and it's a lot of content. Yeah. But now, same intensity, except that you get all the recordings. So if there was something you didn't remember, you don't have to sit and furiously take notes and try to learn at the same time. So it actually is a a higher value for the students because they get the recordings and they get a lot. It's easier for them to go over it again. Of course, they don't get to be near me and smell all of my essential oils and get all the hugs. So that part's gone, but they get the recording.
Yes, I actually thank you. First of all, thank you for your explanation, because I'm sure a lot of people who are watching us gonna find it helpful. But now you actually brought up a very interesting thing. If you're not good with the technology, love it, because I also hear, and I myself, I'm artsy girl. I'm not a tacky girl. Like I'm not with it.
Look at this. This looks like a tech.
Me and technology, we're looking in a different universes. So, but I just want to give a little bit tip. And since you are also spiritual coach and spiritual public speaker, I would like to hear your comments on this. So what I'm thinking, when you don't like something or you are not good with that, first of all, change your point of view. If you don't like it, start loving it. And then you're gonna see it. Like, I mean, okay, let me play, let me see, and become really genuinely curious. What's gonna happen if I'm gonna do this? What's gonna happen if I'm gonna press this button? It's technology. You're not gonna screw it up. You always can start all over again. So, but I mean, you need to be really curious, not sitting in your pond and just thinking, oh my God, I'm bad with the technology, it's not for me, so I'm gonna sit here and put myself into the depression and become alcoholic at the end.
So when I was in my early 20s, I was an organic chemistry major, and and I'm a high school dropout, so I skipped all the preliminaries, went into advanced courses, and just tested well, kind of got into college because I negotiate well. And within the first year, I went from not being able to do long division to being the top of my class. And so the college asked me to teach a course called Deductive Reasoning in General Chemistry. And when I walked in, if you ever study with me, you find that I don't over prepare. I kind of show up and I have a look and then I just teach. So I walked in and I said, okay, guys, here's the problem. And it's always these long story problems. Here's what we're going to solve. And then I looked at them and saw what they actually did. And I was a yogi at this time, so we can spot the minds of people. The first thing that all of these students did, the first thought that they had was, oh my God, I'm bad at chemistry. That was the first thought. And so now they put that thought there, and now they have to try to push through that. And that thought is really, really strong. So they're running into this, and they actually, if they succeed at solving the problem, then they've made themselves wrong. So what I did, instead of teaching them more data about solving chemistry problems, I said, okay, guys, so now spot that you said that you did this. I'm really bad at chemistry, and I want you to put something else there. And I had them say, I like chemistry. And I'm like, as soon as you hear that, you change it. And I just ran these drills with them where I made them like it and like it and like it. And that was all that they needed. Once they liked it, then it's just you look at it and you say, okay, I have X moles of this, and I want to get to look at what the final destination is, and then look at what you have. Because when you have all of the resistance, I'm bad at this, I don't like it, I'm terrible at math. Look, I couldn't do long division when I came into chemistry, but I just said, fuck it, let's do it. And that is actually how you learn. Someone's always going to be better. Who cares? You just decide, I like it. And you remove that resistance. You're like, you can have it later, but right now I'm going to like it. Right now I'm going to like it. Right now I'm going to put something else there. And that was how, and they all did really well once we dealt with the actual problem, which was this creation of resistance. And it's the same thing with technology. You decide that you suffer it, or you decide that you're sexy with it.
Yeah, I love it. You are sexy with it. The interesting thing, I met Rae through our spiritual coach, Mir Israel. We actually met on one of his courses. So if you guys also interested and want to join our cool group, you're welcome to go to www.mirisrael.com and find
yoga.
Yoga is his next webinar, but I'm just in general saying, like, you're welcome to find out who he is, what he does, and maybe they're not interested in these yoga sutras. Maybe they want to go in those deeper, like the Wells program or whatever, because Mayor does a lot of I mean, yeah, they are expensive, but they are fantastic. Anyway, so I would like to to give you another example. What I remember, what I like. You know, we live in a physical universe. Like we have a spirit, and also we live in a physical universe. And interesting fact and thing about physical universe. Did you notice that everything what you want, you never get it? So that's always happen. As soon as you don't want it, like as soon as you don't want it, oh, for sure you're gonna get it. But like for example, like a guy, you like a guy. Oh my God, you like a guy. You're never gonna have him. As soon as like, okay, I don't like you anymore. Boom, he's here. So, so, and that's actually law. I'm simplifying, of course, but that's a law. What you can use for a technology. For example, you don't like smoking, like you know when person is smoking and you don't like that smoke, right? So you absolutely hate that smell. So start loving it. And as soon as you're gonna start loving it and you start looking it, you're gonna find that nobody around you smoking, and that's not gonna satisfy you. So use this law because it's gonna be kind of opposite. So if you don't like technology, start loving it, and then you're gonna see the technology, those information gonna go into your head kind of automatically. You just need to kind of switch your point of view and your attitude towards that.
It's very, very, very true. It all relies on you because you see, for some people, technology is easy. For some, it's hard. What's the difference? Is did some external God come down and just like touch one person with you're good at this, you're bad? No. It's all in your head. Literally, you create it.
And you are master of teaching that because you teach yoga, you teach meditation, you teach. Yeah, I love how you said, I'm a hippie queen of nowadays. That describes you just perfectly. I would put it as your logo because I think it sounds so cool. So, Rae, actually another question. Since now a lot of people going through hard times because they're losing their jobs, they're losing their income. Of course, their mental, I would not say health, but mental stable kind of mood is kind of shifting and changing all the time. Any tips from you how to restore this balance and how to restore that calmness?
Oof. There's a lot that can be, first off, there's a lot that can be done. This thing that's happening right now on the planet, if you have kind of the right tools, can be the best thing that ever happened. But if you don't have those tools and you allow this to hit you and what's happening in the society, you'll notice that your emotional state begins to go down into lower states and you become very kind of unstable. And this is like the most important technology for people to know is how to actually manage their emotions, how to get out of these low emotional states. And the simplest way, which if you can do it, and you should, is to just decide. And so let me explain a little bit about this. So you might not know that you create your emotions, but there's a whole way that we can see that this is the case. And this is a big subject. And so I'm speaking tentatively because I don't want to upset anybody or trigger them. But emotions, in yoga, we think about you make a form with the physical body. We call it an asana or a posture. The emotions, you learn to create these emotional forms. And the moment that you can create it, you can uncreate it. And this is the issue, is that you think that to have an emotion, something outside is triggering it, and that the emotion is like this fixed, valid thing. So in Tantra yoga, there's a whole study that's called Rasa yoga, which is like the yoga of emotions. And one of the practices that we do is that we create an emotion, and then partway through it, we withdraw and leave it. So you create a beautiful sadness, and then you're out of it. But this might be a little advanced, and so it's amazing, because if you know that you can create, and I demonstrate this in front of my students where I go through different emotional states, and I generate a huge wave of anger, and they say like, oh my gosh, I'm not talking. I do it, and I create this huge wave of anger, and then I withdraw. And then I create the next emotion, and then I withdraw, so that they can see that it's possible. And the moment that you know you can create it, you're in control. And so the thing is that when you're in a low emotional state, you're not able to create in your life. You're not able to control your life. So finding a way to create an amazing state of emotions that may be outside of the emotional state is one of the most valuable ways to overcome this. And to do this, you have to, I mean, there's some information. I do recommend that you of course study with my teacher, because he explains it way better than me. My explanations are okay.
You're doing fantastic. You're doing fantastic and explaining very clearly.
The thing that I want to tell you not to do, though, is don't sit down and try to meditate your way out of it. Don't like sit down and decide to get slower and slower and slower. Meditation is one of the most misunderstood words in spiritual practice. And most people, when they sit down to meditate, they actually make themselves worse. Instead of, and by worse, I mean, my viewpoint on yoga or any spiritual practice is to make you, the spirit, more empowered in your life. Yeah. And so if you sit and you meditate and you learn to accept and accept and accept, and I'm counseling a bunch of students on this, like, I just have to accept things the way they are. This is not good, because if you sit and accept, you've given up your ability as a being to transform the world around you. And we don't need this. We need more people that are like, I can do something about it. And then start to move, do things, take action, clean your house, send that email, communicate, stop thinking about yourself and go and help others. And if you don't know how to help others, write to me. I have a long list of things that need to be done.
That's true. That's true. As if you want to help yourself, and specifically area what you want to help yourself, start helping others. It doesn't mean you right away gonna become a life coach and okay, I'm gonna teach you now how you should live or how you should do. No, just kind of be kind, practice kindness, try to understand, and just try to help the way you do. And also I want to add, I totally agree with you, Rae. You just explained this beautifully, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and I'm just warning you, don't do my mistakes. Don't go online shopping. And don't buy a new Louis Vuitton bag, because it's not going to solve any problem, since it is a physical universe. You buy a physical thing trying to solve spirit. So you understand that's why new shopping, you're going to feel even worse at the end, because you spend money, you don't feel anything better. And yeah, if you're doing this for fun, then of course, you know, keep going and let me know. I'm gonna go with you. But I mean, if you're trying to put your emotions down through alcohol, through shopping, through all those things, what usually people trying to find as easy way to go up, don't do it, because it's not working. Try to look inside and find the answers inside.
Well, let's look at so when you're in these lower emotional states, what's happening is you're really thinking a lot about yourself, and you're worrying about yourself, and you're considering that all these things can go bad. And the moment that you take your focus off of yourself and you put it on helping your family or helping your neighbor, or somehow you're actually deciding that you are powerful, because the idea to help, you're more powerful. That first motion where you consider that, okay, for an hour a day I'm going to uplift others, your attention is not on on your past failures, on all your dramas. It's not there. It's on this other being and how to uplift them, which is when you're saying that you're an extension of the God force, like you're becoming the powerful creator, as opposed to being like, oh, poor me. Nah, get out of that. Go and help.
Yeah, if you're in that self-pity mode, trust me, this is the most ugliest mode. I mean, if you guys, you have been with me, you know me, I was actually, after my divorce, I was in that stage, and thank you for helping me. So I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not even shy or ashamed to talk about, because with human beings, we're all going through different stages in our life. So it was my stage of life. But I'm just telling you, if you're there, don't think that you are alone against all world. Just start loving world, and world gonna start loving you back. So actually, you are empowered and you are in control to do your life better and your emotions better. Because as Rae already explained, and I totally agree with her, we create emotions. We are not our emotions.
For sure not. So one way to know if you are something or you're not something is to notice if that thing changes. If it changes, it's not you. So if your emotions change, it's not you. You have emotions, but you're not them. And so in yoga, we're looking for this, what is the thing that doesn't change? And when you find the thing that doesn't change, then you see all of the things that are changing. Body is changing, so you're not your body. Emotions are changing, so you're not your emotions. Thoughts, mind is all changing. So you're not this careers changing, all these, you're in this physical universe of change, and you're looking towards it to say, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that, I'm that. And if it changes, it's not you. And the more that you kind of recognize if it changes, it's not you, is that moment when you say, wait a second, I can do something about it, I can begin to affect it. And here, this is why like physical yoga practices are so helpful. It's not because if you put your legs behind your head, you're a better person or you're more spiritual. No, 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 no. It's because you learn that by doing something every day, you get an improvement. And it is nice to be in a yoga body. It is a nice body to be in because you have stability and flexibility. So it takes your body from being like a Chevy to a Maserati. But inherently, it's not, the physical practices of asana have nothing to do with the spirit, other than they encourage the spirit that it can create a change. That's the only spiritual part of the physical practice of yoga. The rest of yoga, which most people don't know about, which is what we're doing in the Yoga Sutras, yeah, is actually has to do with the mind and the spirit coming into this whole universe and being empowered. But the physical practices will encourage you, and they'll give you a beautiful result. You'll feel amazing in the body, and it's something that you do.
Wow, that's amazing. I cannot believe, guys, we already 45 minutes live. To me, it just went by like 1 second. Oh my God. Thank you, Rae. It's like amazing to have you today on my show. So like I call it show, it's my Facebook little show. But
It's totally a show. I feel like I'm on a show.
Thank you. And probably we're going to wrap it up soon. But before we're going to say goodbye, I would maybe you have something you would like to say to people, to maybe you have some message you would like to share. So please, welcome.
So the most important thing that I can tell you right now in this time is that there is something you can do about it. In every area of your life, there is something you can do about it, and you should take action. Don't sit there and worry and wonder what's going to happen. There is something you can do about every single thing in your life. Begin. Don't hesitate.
Thank you. It's beautiful. And on this beautiful note, I'm going to say goodbye to you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Rae, for your time. Thank you for your wisdom. And thank you for being here and sharing your wisdom, your energy, and your beauty with us.
Thank you for having me. It's been a real pleasure. I love you.
Thank you. We're probably going to do another show in some time. For sure, we will. And then we're going to check the routine, because I'm sure both of us and our girls who was watching today are going to change some of our skin beauty routine. So we're going to check the updates later. Meanwhile, go and enjoy your beautiful Monday day.
Namaste.